guys, what's up? It's me, Priscilla, and I am back with another fun summer Pinterest project. And I don't know about you guys, but I have always wanted to know how to make tissue paper flowers, just because, you know, real life flowers, they eventually die and stuff, which is really sad. But what if I could make flowers that could last forever? So I wanted to know how to make tissue paper flowers. So of course, on the wonderful world of Pinterest, it went ahead and taught me how, and now that I have learned, I'm going to teach you guys how to make tissue paper flowers. So let's go ahead and go over materials. We need some Modge Podge. Somebody said they didn't like me calling it Modge Podge, but since I mispronounce everything, we need Mod Podge, which is also Modge Podge. Modge Podge. So you're gonna need that, and then you're gonna need a couple of green pieces of construction paper, and then you're gonna need a lot of tissue paper, colors of your choice. I've got all of these colors left over from my tissue paper canvas art project, and you're gonna need a ruler, a pair of scissors. Now we're not doing exact measurements on this project. I just have my ruler so I can go ahead and cut straight lines of tissue paper for my flower petals. So I go ahead and I just I take two pieces of tissue paper and stack them on top of each other, and then what I did is I went ahead and just cut out a good straight line of a square piece of my tissue paper. Then I folded it in half. That way I still have a good size piece of my tissue paper stacked up on top of each other. I take my ruler and I measure about 1 centimeter up, and then that's when I make a mark, and that's where I would cut to for my flower petals on my 2 pieces of tissue paper. That's when I would take a paintbrush, and I'd use a fairly skinny paintbrush, and I would take it and I would wrap each strip that I just cut out around the paintbrush bottom, and that's when, just so the curls are nice and tight, and I would do that to every single strip that I've done, even to the second sheet that I cut out along with the first sheet of tissue paper. I would go ahead and at least get 2 layers ready. Then I would take my green construction piece of paper, just one piece, and I would measure it to halfway, and then I would cut that halfway mark. Then I would take my Modge Podge, and I would go ahead and I would go to the top corner of 1/2 of that piece of green construction paper that I've just taken, and I would go to the corner, and then as I was rolling up the green piece of construction paper, I would apply Modge Podge so it's all glued together and you're making a flower stem. That's when I would take my first layer of tissue paper petals and I would glue it on the other side of the curls, and then I would apply it to the green stem that I just rolled up, and I would just keep going down so that way the curls are layering on top of each other. Then I'm going to take that other half of green construction paper that I took, and I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to take that half that I just cut, so I'm going backwards and forwards and folding it on top of each other. Next, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to go to the end of my little green section, and I'm going to cut off the corners and give it a nice point. Then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to separate the blades of grass from each other, but I'm going to leave a little bit of space at the bottom just so I can glue it onto my stem. So let's try another way on how to make tissue flower. So you're gonna need one pipe cleaner, color of your choice. It doesn't have to be green. As you can see, I'm going to make a Doctor Who tissue paper flower. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a light colored tissue paper and I'm going to stack it up on top of each other so it has layers on top of layers on top of layers. I'm going to make a circle on top of the stacked layers of tissue paper, and then I'm gonna cut around it. Next, I'm going to take one of my Copic markers. It doesn't have to be a Copic marker, it can just be a Sharpie for anything, and I'm going to go around the edges of my tissue paper, and I'm using a blue Copic marker for this. Next, I'm going to poke a hole straight in the middle of my pile of circle pieces of tissue paper. I'm using an X-Acto knife. You don't have to use an X-Acto knife. In case you have a very sharp pair of scissors, then use that, because my pair of scissors aren't that sharp. Then I'm going to take my pipe cleaner and put it through the hole I just made through my stack of tissue paper circles. And then I'm going to go in the inside of the tissue paper and I'm going to make a hook. Next, I'm going to fold each piece of tissue paper inwardly and start crumbling them and making layers that are similar to a carnation or rose. And there you go. That's 2 ways on how to make tissue paper flowers. So maybe for next Mother's Day or just for your mom any other time of the day. I hope you guys will give this a try. I hope you guys have enjoyed this fun Pinterest craft week during the summer. And I hope you will all go and try at least one of these crafts before school starts. Have a wonderful summer, and I will see you all with another drawing tutorial.